Okay, guys, I was requested to talk through what we did each week. That way, the players that weren't able to attend still got the concept. So, week 3 of winter training is attacking in the final third. We are focusing on runs in behind, worried about offsides line with that, back to goal. So, playing with your back to goal, and do you turn or do you lay it off or hold it up? Creating a 2 versus 1 scenario. So trying to get in a situation where you have a numbers up inside the 18 in the attacking third. So you have options to either take the player on or look to pass. And then really emphasizing quick decision making. So when you're in the 18 or you're in and around the penalty area, you don't have a lot of time to make a decision. And I talked about with the players, it's very obvious if you make a good or bad decision, because you either score, make a successful pass, or you turn it over or miss, right? So judging those decisions by the outcome is going to be important. The first exercise we did after our juggling and dribbling warm-up was this offsides run in behind exercise. So we have a green line and a red line, both going at the same time with goalkeepers. And we have 4 mannequins in the middle are acting like defenders. And you don't want to be on the other side of the defenders before the ball's been played, or you will be offsides. So what will happen is this player right here passes the ball, a negative pass, and then makes a run in between the defenders for this player to slot them through between. Now, emphasis was on the pace of this pass. If it's a slow pass, the defenders are going to step in on them, so it's got to be a firm pass. And then this player that's making the run across needs to take a firm or take a forward touch so that they can break through that defensive line and then score on the goal. The same thing happens on this side. They pass it, then they make the run, play them through, touch through the gap, shot on the goal. So again, emphasizing the offsides line, firm pace of pass, touch in between the defenders. The next exercise we moved into was a 2 versus 1 exercise. And so the starting position was the defenders are on the goal line. We have 2 lines of attackers, one in the middle here, one on the side over here. There's a orange or red cone in the middle, and then the defending team has 2 mini goals down here. The player from the side runs into the middle orange cone. Then, as they touch the orange cone or red cone in this scenario, this attacking player passes them the ball. And while the ball's traveling, this defender is sprinting on their back. So now, this forward is facing back to goal with defensive pressure. They have to make a decision. Do they turn and score, or do they need to lay off because of the pressure the defenders are giving? So as soon as this player makes the pass, they need to shuffle to the right or to the left so that they can create an option for this player to drop back to. And if they choose to pass, then the player needs to move opposite. So if this guy moves to here and they pass, then this player now has to move opposite to force the defender to make a decision of which way to go. So that was the emphasis of this: when to turn, when to create a 2 versus 1. If the pressure is really high, tight on your back, maybe you want to turn, because with a turn, you beat the defender. If the pressure is softer, that's probably when you want to, or arm's width is what we talked about, that's when you want to lay off and create a 2 versus 1 to goal. So that was that. Last exercise was just a situational exercise. We did a 4 versus 5. So the 5 attacking players were taking on the 4 defensive players inside the 18, essentially. Here's the goal. We have an offsides line to get the defenders up to each time so that there was less space for the attacking team to play into, simulating more of a real game. They could score from in there, but obviously the starting spot is in front of that. Coach, I would play balls into the blue players, and they would either, can they shoot? If they can't shoot, then they look to pass, trying to find our forwards' feet in between gaps, and really just rotation. So we talked about, ball goes here, this guy shifts, the forward, either if the forward goes, then this player comes in behind. If the forward pulls out, then this player drops off in behind into the space. So just creating situations. As soon as the ball hit the net or went out, a new ball came in right away. So it was quick transition, quick decision making like we talked about, and making successful decisions at the same time under a lot of high pressure in tight spaces. So that was week number 3 of winter training.